The program in Emerging Infectious Diseases aims to be a global leader in the fight against emerging infectious diseases, while also training research scientists and clinician scientists. So we communicate through our network of collaborators in countries around the world, and particularly within Southeast Asia, to keep track of what emerging threats might be coming up. We work very closely with other research institutes and national agencies, in particular the PREPARE program that is coordinating the research and development response in Singapore so that we are better prepared to respond to pandemics. So we have people that are working on dengue. We also work on respiratory viruses such as influenza and of course coronaviruses. It's a very broad range. It goes from surveillance in animal populations and in human populations, and goes all the way to clinical and translational research, vaccine development, and also looking at the basic biology of virus infection.
My research area of interest is actually epigenetics and transcription of host cells during viral infection. So I'm very interested in seeing how the virus changes the host cell in the short term and the long term. I think the research has the potential to help patients that have suffered from things like long COVID or long flu. Duke-NUS has a very strong collaborative research program with clinicians, so there's a very strong emphasis on translational research. Seeing my colleagues in the school have their research translated into vaccines or therapeutics that can help patients has been very, very inspiring for me.
Another very novel project is one led in Singapore by Professor Lim Fah Wang that hopes to look at the biology of bats, which are a very unique group of animals. They live very long and they're cancer-free, to try and understand whether or not what we learn in bats can be applied to humans and the development of treatments.
I'm currently a research fellow in Prof. Wong Ling Fah's lab. So we identified this protein called BAT-AS2 that's anti-inflammatory. And then when we put this protein in mice, the mice can actually live longer after it's infected with influenza. The significance of this study is that whatever we learn from bats can potentially let us develop therapeutics that can be used in human inflammatory diseases. So eventually this study, we patented and it's licensed to a company. They are hoping to maybe start a clinical trial in a few years' time to really use what we learned in humans. My PhD experience has been amazing, I have to say. I have a wonderful mentor. I have wonderful lab mates. The project is very interesting. And my PhD experience is also filled with other experiences that I would never have imagined being to have as a PhD student. I also didn't think that I would have the experience to actually get a patent and even licensed by a company. So I think that's pretty amazing and cool.
The EID program is very dynamic with about 140 people, and we're dedicated to what we do. During the SARS-CoV-2 pandemic, many of us were coming into work to help with the response. Our researchers produced a number of innovative products, including a blood test that is used to monitor the response to vaccination, and also non-invasive tests that use saliva to test for viruses. There was a real sense of, this is what we've trained to do, so let's go, let's help. Singapore does not exist in isolation. I think it's important that we use our expertise to help develop and improve the ability of other countries to also respond to emerging threats.